Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hello and welcome. So in today's video I am doing a casual get ready with me, just something nice and laid back, because I think it's time for me to talk about how my new job is doing. So I've had a new job for about a month now, and it's been very busy. My uploading schedule has been all over the place just because, well, I've never had a consistent upload time anyway, just because this is a hobby for me, and it's just more literally at the end of every single one of my videos I do say I film and upload every time I get a chance to, and that's so true the past month or so, because I've gone back into retail and life is just chaotic. So I thought I would just sit down, have a chat about my new job, how I'm doing, and put on some of my favourite products, because one of the main products I want to use is my Smoke Sessions palette by Melt Cosmetics, which is one of my favourite palettes of all time. So I thought I would just use that finally again after God knows how long. So everything else I'm using I will mention in the description as always, and yeah, let's just get into it, because I hope this is not a long video anyway. But yeah, so as I mentioned, I have a new job. My previous job, basically, I used to work for a charity, so like a women's domestic abuse organisation, and I had to leave because my contract was coming to an end. The contract for that job was actually finishing in like November, but I'm a very kind of like impatient person, and I'm kind of like, you know what, I am going to be leaving as soon as I can, because I've been working from home the like year and a half, and I just could not do it anymore. Like literally my brain and my mental health was so drained because of that job. And you know what, I was very grateful that I had that job, because I worked with so many amazing women, I helped women, which is obviously very rewarding. It was just very crazy times, and so I found a new job. So if you didn't know, I work for Amazon. I know a lot of people could be like boo and hiss and stuff like that, but I mean, I need a job. And you know what, the last month has been really great. I honestly, it's such a weird feeling. I knew I was going back into retail, but I didn't know what type of retail I was doing, because where I'm working was very, very confidential. So in previous videos I mentioned, you know, I am working for Amazon, but I can't tell you where or what I'm doing, because I didn't even know until I got the job and I spoke to my manager, and he was like, oh, this is blah blah blah, and I was like, what? When did this happen? What is happening? But essentially, yeah, we have a store. There's been a store that's been opened in Bluewater, so this is like in the UK. So Bluewater is like a shopping mall essentially, but it's not in London. It's more kind of, I think it's like in Essex. I'm not 100% sure, but that's been open for about a month now. And now the store that I'm working in is a Westfield, which is basically in Shepherd's Bush. So if you ever go there and you might see me, come and say hello, because I'd be happy to say hello as well if I'm working. And basically we are just selling stuff. I'm not even going to sound like I'm working right now, because it's my day off, and I just want to kind of talk about just how my experience has been and my time there at the moment, because it's been pleasantly surprising, not in a horrible way. But I was working in retail for so long before I worked in the charity, and I was getting so fed up. I was leaving jobs not leaving jobs constantly, but I was very unhappy very quickly. When I was working in Forbidden Planet, I was there for 8 years, and I only stayed there for the people, because I loved my friends, and I still love my friends. Obviously they're my friends still, but they were the only reasons that were keeping me there. I then went to a bakery. Oh, how I've missed those alarms in these videos. Yeah, so I went to work in a bakery, like a girls' bakery, for a few months, like half a year I think it was. I don't even have the concept of time anymore. And it was okay. I think the only issues that I kind of had was getting up at like 4 in the morning and being completely exhausted, going to bed at like 8 o'clock in the evening, because I just couldn't keep awake. And then eventually I left there and went to Lush, and I personally didn't enjoy it because it was just just a lot of things I didn't like, but a lot of the people I talk to and are my friends, so that's fantastic. And then that's when I got into like charity work. And you know, if you've been watching any of my previous videos, I do speak about how I volunteered for about a year, like half a year really, for a domestic abuse organization, and then I got a job doing it. But the whole time it was obviously during COVID, working from home, not being able to have that separation from my personal life in the comfort of my own home really. And I'd be very anxious, and it was a new job, a new way of living, a new way of like just earning money but helping people, which was fantastic, which is what I've always wanted to do, just kind of help people who need help really, if that makes any sense, because I loved working and helping people. And I had such a great team, like everyone I worked with was fantastic, but it just ended up being not for me, and I just felt like I was a bit of a failure at points, because I'm like, okay, I finally feel like I wanted to do some charity work, because like I said, it's rewarding and it's fun, and not fun, but it's like you're helping people, which is the best part about it. But everything linked to it I just couldn't do anymore, and plus I had to leave anyway because my job was coming to an end. And so when I found the Amazon job, I was very hesitant, because I didn't know what to expect. I'd heard like stories of people working in the Amazon warehouse just not having the best experience because of like, you know, always being monitored and like a lot of hard work and stuff, which I'm very happy to do hard work anyway, but a very different environment. But what I didn't realize was it's not what I thought. But I had been going through so many job interviews and things like that. Like a lot of my previous videos as well were me getting ready for my interviews or talking about interviews and stuff, but just constantly getting rejected. And I know that's a normal thing in life. Like I was applying for jobs for like a year before I found this new job that I have. I had so many interviews, like Zoom meetings and things like this, that were like obviously job interviews, and they were all rejected. And I was like, okay, what am I doing wrong? Why am I constantly being rejected? Which is a normal thing anyway, but obviously it's very disheartening, because you're just kind of like, you receive that email going, oh, you know, thanks but no thanks, in that sense. And I wasn't giving up, but I was like, you know what, I want to find something so I can get my future going, because I can't be unemployed and I can't do whatever. So of course when I found Amazon, the interviewing process was so good. Like I had like, I think it was like 2 or 3 video calls, a couple of phone calls and stuff, just so they can kind of get to know you a bit better. And then I started, and we've had lots of training. So I was training at their head office, which is really great, just getting to know what is going to be happening, just like their policies, and just kind of getting to know everyone as well, which is the most important thing, getting to know the people that you work with. Because if you know who they are and, you know, you build a rapport with people, then that's fantastic. And so the past 3 weeks we were kind of putting the store together, which was insane, because I've never done anything like that before. When I work in retail, the shop has been there for God knows how long, and you don't really have to do anything apart from like stocking and things like that. So when I saw that we were going to be essentially putting all the stock out and doing a lot of things off our own back, I was very excited, because it's something that kept me active all day. The day went so quickly when I was doing stuff like that. And then this week, which was, I mean, I don't even know when this video is going to go up, but we've been open for a couple of days now, and it's a very weird experience, me being on like the shop floor again in front of customers, because like I said, a year and a half of me working from home, only talking to my colleagues via Zoom or phone calls and things like that, is a very kind of like, not shell shock moment, but a really kind of eye opener again, because I'm like, oh my god, is this what it used to be like? But it's so weird to say it, and I think a lot of people were very shocked when I've been saying this, but I get up looking forward to going to work, and I don't know why. It's very weird. I work with, oh god, I've gone full Rudolph just here. I work with some really, really nice people. We all get on so well, and you know that, you know, you're going to be having a good day at work. Obviously it's very different now because we're having customers and we've got people coming in like non-stop asking questions, me having to do the whole introducing the store and talking about it, which is a lot of fun because a lot of people come in going, Amazon has a store now, and you're like, yeah, this is blah blah blah. And it's a very weird scenario because, for example, when I worked in Lush, people knew what Lush was, people knew what to expect when they went to Lush, and they got that kind of experience where people would hound them. Like, if you've been into Lush, you would know what I'm talking about. And that's probably one thing that I couldn't get along with, which is constantly harassing people. But in this job, you don't have to do it because essentially the products are selling themselves, because you are just there to help out customers if they need any advice, which is, again, great because that means I can give off my skills when it comes to like products and movies and things like that, because I'm a big geek, so I love talking about like Marvel and Star Wars and all that other shabam that I could really just like have a genuine conversation with someone about. And that's probably why I like retail in certain places, because you can be yourself in stuff like this. But yeah, I've just been, it's weird having to work back on a shop floor again. But again, it's only been like the first few days, but it has been extremely draining. My whole like lower body is just beyond like I'm so tired. Like the other day, I basically did a 12-hour shift because we were quite not understaffed, but as in like there weren't enough people to kind of like close. And so I was like, okay, I'll work a couple of more hours. So essentially I started at 9 in the morning, which meant I had to get up before 7, and then I like travel for like an hour by bus to get to work, and then do my shift, and then do more hours, and then I came home, went to bed, got up like a couple of hours later. I've had to do that numerous times. It's crazy. But I'm, again, very thankful that I have a job. And you know, it's just weird. Like yesterday, which was Monday, I did like, no, was it? No. What am I talking about? Yesterday was Thursday, because today is Friday that I'm filming. Basically, I did a 10-hour shift, and my whole body, I just could not stand up. And I know it's very difficult, like in retail, to not be able to take 5 minutes to chill out. But oh my god, my body was just beyond any help. Like I struggled to like walk for most of the day, and I was wearing very comfortable shoes. Like I wear a lot of my Vans because they're just really comfy. Like I have like a pair of Led Zeppelin Vans, which are like the most comfortable shoes ever. Well, they should be, because they cost me like £100. But wearing those, I felt like they're so comfy, which is great. But constantly being on your feet all day, back and forth, up and down, like there's no stairs for me to like go on, so that's fine. But just, you know, if you've worked in retail and you've stood up for like 8 hours straight, you know that your body is just exhausted. Like for me, it's been a bit of a shell shock because I was sitting on my bum for 18 months and now I have to be very active. Like I tried to go to the gym during lockdown to keep myself motivated, like to exercise and walk, but I just could not do it. And I don't know, it was slight laziness, but then it was just no motivation and exhaustion. So now working in retail is like my exercise again, because I get to walk back and forth and around all day, dealing with deliveries, dealing with stock. And but you know, the whole moral of everything is, you know, sometimes it's okay to like go back to what you wanted to leave, if that makes any sense, in the sense of work. Because I know for me, I was like, okay, I'm triumphant by leaving retail, because, you know, working with people got to a point where I was like, I genuinely cannot deal with customers anymore because it got extremely exhausting, like just mentally as well, because some people, they're just not very nice, and one day you'll stumble across someone nice, but then 5 minutes later someone can be an absolute dickhead to you, and it can ruin your day. But it's just about not letting it get to you, which is, I know, very difficult and easy to say, but for someone like me who suffers from like crazy anxiety and who deals with a lot of mental health problems, shit like that stays in my head all day. So for me to kind of try and forget that this customer might be having a bad day but it's taking it out on you, that doesn't settle well with me. I can't be a punching bag, if that makes any sense. Just because I'm helping you do something doesn't mean you need to take out your anger and rage. And I think it's a bit more difficult now because of COVID and because of wearing masks. Like, customers don't have to wear masks coming into the store, but I know that if it was is the word mandatory where you have to do it? I can't remember. Yeah, if it was mandatory for customers, I know that it would be an issue. But in the UK, it's kind of, you have to wear a mask, but people don't. Like, in our shop, you, like the staff, you have to wear a mask regardless. Obviously, unless you're exempt. But if customers had to, I know that no one would be happy with that. They'd be like, you can't tell me what to do. Well, I'm just shopping. Because, you know, there's so many people, obviously, like in America and the UK, where people are very like anti-mask and stuff like that. And that's one of the reasons I was hesitant about going back into retail, because I know that someone is like, I'm not wearing a mask and I'm going to start an argument, I'm going to start a fight. And I can't like just deal with that petty shit. Like, I know it's people's opinions. They don't, you know, if they don't want to wear a mask, whatever. But I am very pro-mask. I feel like I need to wear one to feel protected. But anyway, I just, yeah, it's exhausting, and wearing that mask all day, I know that's just a little complaint, but honestly, I don't know how NHS staff do it. Like, I know you guys are like amazing anyway, but having to like run up and down all day wearing this mask and only being able to take it off when you're on a break, or if you're like finished for the day or something, it's insane. Like, my face, like, obviously you guys know I have very sensitive skin, and it's crazy not having like any, like, is the word ventilation on my face, because I genuinely, like, my skin has been quite bad mainly because of the mask. But you know what, I'd rather wear it to protect myself, and my skin is always going to be problematic anyway because of my rosacea, but I'm just gonna not let it get to me. But saying that, I have enjoyed so far working. I know it's been like a couple of days since we've opened, but genuinely feeling like, you know, back at work and working with a different array of people, I've been feeling really happy, and I haven't had a moment where I'm like, I'm so fucking depressed, or I'm so like, I'm obviously very exhausted because of all the hours that I've been working, and just the times I have to get up. Like, yesterday I had to get up at 5, and don't even remember the last time I got up at 5, which was probably when I worked at Gale's, the bakery. So that was obviously a while ago, but having to get up at that time. But for me, I always like, oh god, I would dread getting up, but as soon as I get up, I'm just ready for the day now. As long as I have my coffee, as long as I can have some type of caffeine in the morning before I start my shift, I feel like I'm fine. But you know what, it's, so far we're doing good, and I really hope that me uploading whenever is, you know, because obviously I upload a lot, and I know that I do. And I feel that because now I'm not working from home, I have a bit more kind of, I don't have free time, no, because by the time I get home, it's like 7, 8 o'clock in the evening. But I feel like I have a bit of time to just spend with my husband, because obviously he's at work today, so I'm at home by myself. But I love filming, and I don't ever want to stop filming. And of course, the dream for me, well, for a lot of people, is to be able to be a full-time content creator, but I know that's never going to happen anytime soon for me. And I'm living in a realistic way where I know that I am having to work all the time. And I know that this is a job as well. Like, a lot of people say, oh, making like content is not a real job. It's a real job. So many people do it. How do you think they make money? I know a lot of people make money from like endorsements and sponsorships and whatever, blah blah blah, but when I'm just talking about YouTube, obviously you have to have a following and you have to have a lot of people be interested in the stuff that you make. I know that I don't have that like anywhere as a lot of people, but it takes years to do that. And I'm not the kind of person where I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I can't like be a full-time YouTuber. It's so unfair. Like I know a lot of people would think like that because they want that lifestyle, but I know that I'm going to be working for a very long time, and I'm only in my 30s. Like, it's my birthday in a couple of days, but I'm like in my mid 30s, and I'm still like, I'm very grateful for the life that I have, and the fact that I went through so many job interviews and they rejected me, and I'm always kind of like, I wonder how I would be if I took that job, or if they gave me this job or this job. But I don't know, it's just life has a way of doing things. Like, obviously I was rejected from certain jobs for whatever reason. They felt like I wasn't right for it, and that's okay. And the fact that Amazon have employed me, I'm very grateful, because it's just, yeah, it's just great. Because obviously I wonder how many people actually applied for that type of job and I got it, and yeah, it just makes me so happy. I'm actually going to go off camera and do my lips, because I don't know what tone to do my lips today, but I might use one of my Pat McGrath lipsticks and I'll be back. Okay, it doesn't look very different, but I did put on some lipstick, I promise. But I guess, yeah, the past 4 weeks have been really crazy, like just trying to get back into just a retail routine, which is fine. Like, I have my rota for the next month, so I can plan my life, I guess. Not that I am doing anything, but to see my family and my friends and doing things. And I don't know, everything so far has just been great, like touch wood. And yeah, I hope you have found this interesting. If you do end up going to the store, let me know what you think. Yeah, this is obviously not an advert for my job, but I'm just telling you guys what I do and what it is, and you might have seen it online or whatever. But this is my finished look. I still love this palette so much. I know I try and do the same type of look, but it's kind of limited for this type of palette, and I'm really looking forward to their butterfly palette. I'm waiting for Beauty Bay to get it, because I will get it like that. But yeah, let me know how you guys are doing. Please comment whatever, you know, I will reply. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, because I film and upload every time I get a chance to. Don't forget to follow me on any of my social medias, because I'm always active on there and you get to see what I'm up to. And yeah, I hope you're having a really good week, and I will try and stay this positive for as long as I can before I end up having maybe another mental breakdown. But yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.